Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are closing out the month of April. I am going to be kind of taking you along all of my expenses for the month, comparing it to the previous month, and then kind of setting some financial goals for the month of May. If you're interested, please stick around. Okay, let me shrink myself so that we can see all the damages I've done for the month of April. This is my weekly overview. So there are two ways that I look at my expenses during the week. I like to keep a weekly track of everything I'm spending, but then I also have a monthly overview, because here in the weekly track, if you look at here, I'm starting April 2nd and I'm ending around April 28th. So this is why some of the numbers between my weekly overview total and my monthly overview total is going to be a little bit different. So let's look at my expenses and where I stand on my expenses. Auto and transport, I budgeted $200 and I spent $0 these 4 weeks. Bills and utility, budgeted $3,500 and I was over budget by $138. And business services, I budgeted $250 but I spent $413.76. So that was me over budget by $163. That's quite a lot. So I will be revisiting my business services next month, or I'm going to have to be very cognizant of this section. Education, I did budget $250 and I spent $264. So my education obligations are officially over this month. I made my last payment in April, but Audible expenses are back. I'm not sure how long or if I'm going to keep them, so we'll leave Audible on here for now. Entertainment, I budgeted $25, did not spend any. Fees and charges, these are primarily credit card fees. I budgeted $600 and I spent I was charged $561, so under budget by about $31. This is an interesting one. Financial here is a category that I use to track my debt snowball payment. But if you have already seen my April credit card close down video, I'm going to link it over here or over here. You've seen that I paid close to $13,000 worth of credit card debt. For some reason, it doesn't really, those expenses haven't shown up in my Mint. I do not know why or how that works, but I did pay a significant amount into my credit card debt. And here it's showing up as $0, but I did pay about $13,000. Health and fitness, didn't spend anything in this category. Home, didn't spend anything. This category is usually my cleaning, home cleaning category. Usually if I have my cleaning lady come over, I will put it under this category. But because I was traveling so much in the month of April, which you guys will see reflected here soon, I did not spend anything on this category. Personal care, I budgeted $100 and I spent $70.60. I'm under budget by $29.40. Taxes are always consistent. I budget $450 and I do spend $450. Travel, I budgeted $100 and I spent $149.50. Food and dining. I budgeted $400 for groceries and I spent three for groceries. I budgeted 400 and I spent 379.51. Under budget by 20. I'll take it. Anytime I'm under budget in this category, it's always a good thing, because this is my category that most often goes out of control. Dining, I budgeted $100 and I only spent $647. But that's just because I was traveling. Shopping, this one here, cue the confetti. Woo! Now, I know it's because I wasn't home to do all of that damage, but you know what? We would still take it. We will take it. We are not stingy out here with the praise. We would take any progress on paper. Amazon, I only spent $16.38 the last week of April because I got home, because I was home. The rest of the time, I was somewhere else in the country. Clothing, $0. I honestly should not be spending a penny in clothing, after the damage I did in March. Now, work related, this is where all of my expenses happen. The good thing is, this is the section where I get all of this money reimbursed, okay? So in this section, we are spending money, but we're not really crying about it because we'll get it back. Airfare, I budgeted $3,000, ended up spending $5,420.64. Taxi, I budgeted $500, spent $406. Hotel, I budgeted $2,000, and it's showing here that I only spent, okay, the rest of that was this week, okay. I only spent $1,612. Food and dining, I budgeted $1,000 and I only spent $474. A lot of the trips that I've had this month were group or teams types of trips. So usually they will feed us, or my boss will pay quite a bit for dinner for the rest of the team. So that's why my food and dining, despite my airfare being so high, food and dining is reflected as being lower. Fuel, $0. What I started doing now is every time I rent a car, instead of me personally paying for fuel, because that means I'm having to stop at a gas station to put gas in, I just pay the $40 for them to replace the fuel. That has been a great plan that I'm planning on continuing through with for the rest of the year. Car rental, I spent $454.55, budgeted $1,000, so I was below budget by $545. Conferences and seminars, this is usually overall business meetings, sponsorships, etc. I budget $1,000 usually, only spent $481. Others, I spent $64.22 on some marketing stuff for work, because I had a tabletop booth event for work. So that is all of my expenses for the month. My budget was $8,700. I ended up spending $8,915.26. All of these expense report, half of them have already been put in. The other half I have to finish it here in the next few days. But that's my total expenses for the whole month was $14,871.31. Now let's look at how it compares for the full month to the past, the month of March. So month 3 here, these are my expenses for the month of March. Month 4, these are my expenses for the month of April. For auto and transport, I've been budgeting $350. Clearly it looks like I need to be at the $500 mark. So overall expenses, what you just saw here, I delineate my expenses. So anything that's work related, I move to the bottom. Anything that's personal, I move to the top. So all of these expenses up top are my personal expenses, all the work related at the bottom. However, on this spreadsheet, I'm not making that distinction. I'm evaluating all of my expenses as they should be in each individual categories. Yeah, it's a little bit challenging. I am working on completely separating my personal expenses to my work expenses, but until I've completely paid off my credit cards, I'm not there yet. So this is a change that I'm hoping to make towards the end of the year. It will prevent this confusion. So let's look at where I stand on bills and utilities. I'm budgeting $3,700, and it looks like I am staying at that consistent 3,600 to 3,700 range. Business services, I have not been able to stay at this 450, so we will be reconsidering some things, either boost up my budget or try to really analyze why am I spending so much on business services. Education, I will be good. I have $100 budgeted for education. I had to pay a little bit more because I was finishing up last semester's bill, but I'm officially done with that, so $100 should be more than enough. Entertainment, budgeted 50, did not spend $50 on entertainment last month or this month, so we're good. Fees and charges, we clearly need to bump this up to 600 because 500, which is what I had before, is certainly not enough. So last month I was at 514.72. This month in April I'm at 568.01, and that's because one of my cards was a 0% balance transfer card, and the promotion ended in March. So February, of course, they came after me. To be expected, right? They don't play by their money. Food and dining, 1,700 is what I budgeted, and it looks like I'm significantly under that, and I could actually decrease that 1,700 to about 1,000. Maybe, yeah, I think I could keep it at 1,000 and I should be okay. But considering the fact that a lot of that is work, maybe 1,700, I'm gonna keep it there. Financial, 2,000, yeah, we'll keep it where it's at. Health and fitness, last month I had a health emergency, so I spent about $202. This month I'm at $0, good thing. Home, budgeted 300. I think this is odd. It looks like I did not spend it last month or this month. That must be under a different category because I know I spent on my cleaning lady. I think I had her come 1 or 2 times in March. Personal care, I budgeted 200. Last month was a heavy month of expenses for me. Spent 278.15 last month. This month I only spent $70.60, making me below budget. Shopping, this couldn't be happier. Could not be happier by this particular number. I'm budgeting $1,000 for shopping. Last month, look at this ridiculous number, $1,744.93. But if you watch my March closeout video, I did get back about $600 of that. I returned about $600. This month, however, I only spent $80. Only $80.60 for shopping. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very, very proud of myself, to say the least. Taxes, $450. That's just my common tax bill from 2021 that I'm paying off. Travel, last month I spent $16.90, and this month overall, all of my work related travel expenses, I've spent $7,781.52. So my total for the month of March was $12,578. My total for the month of April is $15,132.09, and of course half of that being all work related expenses. So it's really eye-opening to see how much money I am spending on work related stuff. Right. So that's the overview of my expenses for the month of April. I'm going to continue working with this spreadsheet to try to understand what works best for me. So far, I like having my weekly expenses because of differences in how things are categorized between my YNAB and my Mint. I'm seeing quite a difference in what the total or the final number is at each month, but I'm working on that as well. So just baby steps for me for sure. But the good thing is I am making some progress in my spending, in cutting back on my spending for those more, what do you call it, variable expenses. I'm also making progress in reducing my credit card debt. In 2 months, I am going to be moving out of my very expensive apartment where I'm paying almost $2,500 a month for a studio, and I'm hoping to just be a roommate with somebody somewhere so that I can significantly cut back on my expenses and continue to pay down the debt, and maybe now finally start putting money into an emergency savings account. So thank you so much. That's a wrap for the month of April. Be on the lookout for my May budget setup video and my May weekly expenses check-in. So I will see you in the next video. Have a great one.